Hey, what's up, guys? This is Fula with another video. Shout outs to the whole LDBC. Man, oh man. You guys are really, you guys really like to over exaggerate. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I'd be like, what the hell am I like listening to? And I have to ask myself, is it just me, or is this fighter really that good as they're making him out to be? Is this fighter really as good as the fans are projecting him to be without having shown it yet? And the fighter I'm talking about, man, is Evander Usyk. You know, as you know by now, he got the KO win over Tony Bellew this past weekend. It was an impressive KO. But the whole point is, man, what was happening before that KO, man? What happened before that KO did not look that impressive. Okay? Because I'm sorry to say, but Bellew, you know, and I don't even like Bellew like that. I mean, Bellew, for me, that fight was just basically a last hoorah fight for Bellew. That fight was basically just saying, like, putting your chips at the casino and saying, just cash me out. Like, that's all, like, that fight was for Bellew. I mean, even after the fight, you know, immediately after the fight, Bellew was like, you know, I'm done. This is it for me. You know, that's what he said, man. So you have to ask yourself, you know, was he thinking like that before, like, or during the fight, you know? Was he thinking like, I just got to get through this and that's it, you know? You have to ask, you know, was retirement already on his mind during the fight? You know, so, and then, like, you have to ask yourself too, man, who did Bellew beat, really? You have to really ask yourself that as well. Like, who did he beat? I mean, Adonis Stevenson flatlined that dude, man, and you guys are making it out to be that, like, Usyk beating Bellew is some kind of accomplishment, man. Like, seriously, you guys really need to, like, rethink why you watch boxing. You know, I'm dead serious right now, because it's ridiculous, man. You know, I mean, I've read so many crazy things. The first thing I want to address is, like, you guys are comparing this guy to Holyfield, man, and I'm just saying, like, really, Holyfield cleaned out 2 divisions. He didn't just clean out 1 division. He cleaned out cruiserweight and heavyweight division, man. And you guys are already saying that Usyk is better than Holyfield, man. Come on now, man. And I mean, you got to look at who Holyfield was fighting even at cruiserweight, man. Dwight Muhammad Quali, for example. Dwight Muhammad Quali would beat Usyk, man. Dwight Muhammad Quali, that opponent alone trumps every opponent that Usyk fought, okay? But you guys are still making him out to be the cruiserweight, heavyweight version of Lomachenko, you know, the best thing since Ali. Oh, Usyk can beat Mike Tyson. Usyk will beat a prime Mike Tyson. Usyk can beat Wilder. He boxes circles around Anthony Joshua. He stops Luis Ortiz. And you guys don't understand that heavyweight power is different, okay? Especially when you're dealing with the elite heavyweights, okay? And the thing is about, like, I mean, man, you guys say that he beats Deontay Wilder, man. But you guys, and I'm not even the biggest Deontay Wilder fan, but the speed, the timing, and the length and the athleticism, Usyk wouldn't be able to do anything with that, man. Because I'm telling you, as soon as like he would try his pity pat things, Deontay Wilder is gonna answer back with something that's gonna end his stuff, man. And you know, man, I don't even want to say this, man, but I have to say this because this is why it's hard for me to get behind these Eastern European fighters, man, because it's not only the fans who hype them up, it's the networks too who be hyping them up. And I'm just saying, man, let them go against real dogs until you make this assessment about them. You know, that's all I'm saying. And you know, I hate to say this, man, but I mean, the only reason why these fanboys like these Eastern European fighters is because they look like them and they share the same complexion as them. That's what it boils down to, because a lot of these guys, man, are, you know, because boxing statistically and traditionally has been dominated by blacks and Hispanics, that they're looking for someone who is on top of the totem pole who looks like them. You know, it's been going on for so long. And the reality is, the reason why, you know, like blacks and Mexicans and other different Hispanics typically dominate boxing is because you have to look at the social environment of where they come from. Usually a boxer, 90% of the time, is going to come from an environment where he didn't have much, where socially he was disenfranchised and things like that. So boxing was a means to get out of that environment. So they put their whole effort into getting out of it, and that's why they become exceptional fighters. Because they're not only fighting for themselves, they're fighting for family, they're fighting for a lot of people, you know? So this is why, like, usually most of the time we excel. I'll give you another example, man. I mean, France won the World Cup, okay? And, you know, the reason why France won the World Cup is because the team was full of, like, African-descended guys who were fortunate enough to have the right system to make them succeed. But I'm going to tell you something, man. And I'm telling you this from experience, telling you this from someone who's lived it before. A lot of those guys come from Boneyards, and what Boneyards are ghettos, basically, man. And I mean, the only way they saw fit to get out of the ghetto, man, was to keep the ball at their feet. And, you know, that street soccer usually would transition to like an amateur team, to a semi-pro team, and a pro team, and eventually get them these big contracts that will enable them to take care of their family and, you know, live a good life. But at the end of the day, you know, this is all they have. Like, I mean, there's no aspirations to go into, like, the medical field. There's no aspirations to go into the political field. There's no aspirations to go into the educational field because they already know they'll have the odds stacked against them, you know? And so, I mean, athletics is a means to just, like, make, like, basically a come up, you know? Now, granted, it is risky because you can get hurt and, you know, that'll end your stuff and you won't have anything to fall back on. But they're not thinking about that. They're thinking about, like, we gotta go for broke. My family depends on this. So I mean, social status has a lot to do with, like, why certain fighters succeed. But, like, back to my point with Usyk, man, you guys want so badly to see a guy that looks like you on top, who hasn't even proven anything yet, man. Like, I mean, and nobody is discounting his fighting ability. He's an exceptional fighter. Nobody is discounting that. But you guys are putting the carriage before the horses, man, saying that he cleans out heavyweight division. And he hasn't even fought at the heavyweight division yet. And you guys are already saying that. Like, I mean, at least let him have a fight at heavyweight before you guys make any kind of assessment if he does have a fight at heavyweight. And I'm not saying this, like, to discount him, but the cruiserweight division, man, is like a meet me halfway division. It's like either you're gonna move up or you're gonna move back down, but you don't, like, really stay at cruiserweight, Yeah, I mean, like, really, like, who is there in cruiserweight? Like, when you really think about that, who really is at cruiserweight that you can say, okay, like, this guy is the real deal? Besides Usyk, man. Like, name somebody at cruiserweight besides Usyk that you can say this guy is the goods. I'm going to tell you another thing, man, and I'm going to probably end on this note. You guys push this Eastern European narrative along with the media, and you guys overlook the fact that the Ukrainian system produces good outside fighters. They produce good, skillful, crafty outside boxers. But when it comes to a guy who's coming to brawl, that system becomes null and void. And we've seen that many times. We saw that with the Lomachenko-Salido fight. I mean, Salido, basically said, okay, you want to do that, man, I'm going to bring the fight to you. We saw that with the Golovkin fight. Although he's from Kazakhstan, it's that Eastern European thing still, when he fought Canelo. Canelo backed him up. He stood his ground, threw some shots, and basically backed him up, man. And then we saw that at the beginning and towards the, like, middle stages of the fight with Bellew and Usyk. And I'm not saying Bellew is even the most skillful fighter, but we saw him bring the fight to Usyk. And I think had he done it more, had he brought the fight to him more, he could have had him out of there, man. And that's just my opinion. And then another thing you guys like to do too is, like, when we mention that Evander Holyfield Evander Holyfield cleaned out 2 divisions, you guys say, well, he was a Roy head. He was juiced up to the gills. As if all those Eastern European fighters aren't juiced up to the gills. Why do you think some American fighters don't go over there to fight in general? Why do you think some fighters are hesitant, period, outside of America from going over there to fight in Eastern Europe? I mean, even look at the guy who, like, basically traumatized Antoine Douglas. That guy was juiced to the gills when he fought him. Okay, he could have killed him. Like, what? You're trying to kill him now? I mean, they're already in the hurt business, but now you're trying to like really kill someone. I mean, a lot of these Eastern European guys are juiced to the gills, man. You have to look at Russia and that whole Olympic scandal, man. All of it was about them being juiced to the gills. That's why you see these Russian athletes, they can't even compete as Russians because they've been banned. They compete as, I think, like mutual athletes. So when they win a medal, they're not even winning a medal for their country. They're just like basically winning a medal and it's null and void for them because they've been banned. Because of all the banned substances they take. I mean, Russia had a state-funded doping program, man. So you guys, like, man, you guys need to start reaching for real. And then I'm going to just end on this, man. This is the thing I'm going to end on. You guys also believe these made-up amateur records. Oh, Usyk was 335-15. Oh, Lomachenko was 396-1. Oh, Gennady Golovkin was 345-5. Man, you guys can believe that if you want to, man. Because with records like that, that means you fought everybody. That means Usyk already fought Bellew in the amateurs, if that's the case. And keep in mind too, Usyk lost to Showtime Sean Porter in the amateurs. Now granted, the amateurs are different from the pros, but man, they don't get out of that amateur style, man, in the pros. And that's what happens with them. That's why you had Usyk complaining about low blows when there wasn't any low blows. And Lomachenko does the same thing too. But, you know, I'm out until the next one, man. And just keep in mind that heavyweight speed power is different than what these decaps think, man. So if you think like Usyk just washes these guys at heavyweight, man, you better reevaluate your life, man. For real. But that's all I got for now, man. Let me know if you think that, you know, like this, like that, does Usyk stand a chance with the elite heavyweights? Do you think he is the real deal? Do you think he cleans out the heavyweight division? Just let me know. Politics aside, too. All right, I'm off until the next one. Enjoy.